Okay, good evening, guys. How are you doing? How was your week? And I hope everything is going very fine. Please confirm if you can hear me so I can continue with the class. We have a long way to go. Hello, please can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so basically last week we were all about introduction to research and um how to the structure of research paper. But I need to remind us of one thing, one important thing we've made mention of, because I could see this is one of the some people who are first time here. Today is some people first time on this call, but I'm trying to make something to say reiterate on something. We should know that whenever we miss a class, please let's try to um watch it again. And even though even if we attend the class, please let's try to watch it again. Most of the time, this thing they are very important. They are very important. This research writing is very delicate. One thing is when you know the basis, to scale up is actually very easy, right? To scale up is very easy. You have to know the basic, the foundation, and that's why you could see the first class that is I've been what do you call it? I've spent so much time on this. I've spent so much time on this particular slide. Not like I can rush everything. Like I can teach very fast, but the foundation they are it is very essential that we should know how to permutate, or we should know the basis. Basically, we should know the foundation of research writing, because all of us are not on the same niche. When I'm writing with, let's say I'm writing with Moiden, it is different. His niche may be different from Mafulo. Or when I'm writing with Mafulo, a niche may be different from Anisat. We have different niche, and the basic one thing that is connecting everyone is the foundation. All of us have the same foundation. So when you know this foundation, even though you've learned it in class, you attended the class, you should know, okay, how do I explore or how can I integrate my knowledge into this niche? We should try to know that. And the other thing I made mention of is research is actually a whole lot. So you should, whatever you are trying to research on is something you should have a background knowledge about, right? It's not like there's so much research is just so wide. You have to know, you have to just pick a niche, something that interests you, something that excites you, something you want to know more about. That's where you have to niche down on. So when you niche down on that thing, you want to write a lot of research paper, you want to discover a lot of new things, you want to make science better, basically, or you just want to write your research final year thesis in a way that's inexplicable good. So this is what we call you know what you are trying to do, and you just have to follow it dearly. So these things they are very important. Once you know the basic, you know the basics, you know how to write everything. So when we are trying to do the practical aspect, it will be very easy. So I'm trying to break it down as fast as simple as possible. So the other day we were talking about the structure of research paper. We have different type of research paper. I made mention of us having I can call it full research paper, and I can also call it original research paper. It depends. Even I can also call it wet lab. Basically, when it is full research paper, when it is original research paper, when it is wet lab, basically it's something you conduct an experiment before you can complete the manuscripts, right? That's what we call full research paper, and it follows the emerald structure. I made mention of something like that the other time. So we also have different type of comment, and we have another research paper called commenting. So this one does not follow emerald structure. Then we also have letter to editor. We have different type of review paper also, which is not here unfortunately. We have different type of review paper. We have the narrative review. We have the scoping review. We have the meta analysis. We have what else? I can't remember currently. Then we have different type of review too. And then I I said something about act of paraphrasing and avoiding plagiarism, how we can do this manually, or how we can use our paraphrasing tool. So today we'll be actually be scaling up. Honestly, I don't like preparing slide when I'm teaching, so I just like to write it on the go. So basically, what we'll be doing today will be referencing style. So let me just open my my Word, Microsoft Word. Okay. Um, but this I should increase it so they can see it. Okay. Today will just be different. How to write usage for publication. So we have today we'll be going or we'll be discussing about referencing style. Sorry, I made a mistake here. We'll be discussing about referencing style. Basically, we've known that none of us basically have known. I don't know. Okay, I know one person here. I've not seen some of us in real life. I don't even know what we look like. So basically, there is high chance or there is no chance that we'll be meeting. No, I can't say there is no chance. There's a chance I will not be meeting anyone even in the next 20, 30 years. So, but one thing is, we cannot be conducting, we all know that we will not be conducting a lab experiment in this particular cohort, right? So there's high probability of us not working in lab or conducting what do we call it, interviews, all these Google form stuff. We'll not be doing that. So basically what we will be doing is what we call commentary research paper. We are trying to make comments on what other people have done. I think I've explained what commentary research paper is. And if you don't know what commentary research paper, I think you should watch the last video. So we'll be writing on commentary research paper, and basically, commentary is just like there are people, a lot of people, a lot of researchers, a lot of scientists, they've researched about a particular topic of interest. So I'm trying to merge all of them, then make a conclusion. Basically, then I have to add some novelty. We still talk more on that, sha. I have to add some novelty, so it won't just be like a copycat. So sorry for that. It won't just be like a copied work. It won't just be like a copied work, you understand? So you have to add some novelty to it, then you have to submit it. Basically, that's commentary. Well, it goes beyond commentary, sha, but we know how to write all type of research paper, but what we'll be submitting to journal is will be a commentary research paper. So how do we now reference all this paper? Okay, I said commentary is re-referencing different paper. So how do we reference this paper? And that's what we call, we have different referencing. We have different type of referencing style. We have Google Scholar. We have Google Scholar. And then we have reference software. So we can see we have different type of referencing style. We have Google Scholar, we have PubMed, we have reference generator, we have reference software. Now, a lot of people will be asking me, okay, Google Scholar and PubMed, they are databases now. They are where we can get what do you call it? There where we can get manuscripts or papers that's research paper that people have already posted, that scientists have already posted. So why is it the type of referencing style? So basically referencing is just like, let's say Muhyiddin posted something about malaria, right? Let's say he posted about incidence of malaria in Africa, right? Incidence of malaria in Africa. So I expect his journal or his paper to include the statistic of malaria prominence in Africa, right? Maybe there is high prominence of malaria in, let's say, in Gambia more than in Nigeria. So okay, let's say I just niche that one. Maybe I'm now writing something about malaria. The Let me say my own research topic in this case is just the trends of malaria in uh the trends of malaria in what we call it in dry season and wet season. So we want to know the trends of malaria, how high it is in during the wet season and how high it is during the or I just want to, or my research topic is the endemicity of malaria in Africa. You understand? I want to know, okay, how common is malaria in Africa? Obviously, I have to use the statistic provided in Muhyiddin research paper. So in that case, I want to reference Muhyiddin research paper. That is, I need those statistic numbers or those that statistic value in his research paper. I need it in my own, obviously, because I'm not conducting any experiments. There is no way I could have gotten the values except I reference from his own journal or from his own research paper. So in this case, I have to reference it. So how then can I go about referencing this journal? So let's say this Google Scholar. Just type Google Scholar on your. I think we should know database. Please, do you still understand, or if you don't understand anything, or you cannot even just unmute your mic. Do you understand till this step? Hello. Oh, okay. Thank you. So we have Google Scholar. We can see basically it's just databases. Just one of the database. Sorry. So let's say I was talking about malaria. Don't worry, when I said I'm talking about malaria, doesn't mean I've been treating something. I'm just saying anything. You can be saying neuroscience, then you search your neuroscience there. Let's just say malaria. I'm interested in malaria now. Only malaria. So now I can see I have almost 2 million results, right? 2 million, almost about 3 million results. And that is about 3 million research people have been posted on malaria. Right? So there is just a whole lot I can do with there's a whole lot I can do with malaria. Now let's say malaria an overview. Hopefully there is a full research paper. Let's read it. Okay. Now let's try to understand it. Can you see my screen also? Can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen? Okay. Most of the time, I would like when it is interactive. Don't worry, we enjoy ourselves. It is research class. It should be very interesting, right? So now let's say malaria. We can see malaria means bad there, right? From the early association of malaria, okay, towards the end of 19th century. Okay, this guy. Okay, I cannot read everything here. So mosquito, Anopheles mosquito, right? Malaria affect a large number of countries, and it has been reported that the incidence of disease in 2004 was between 350 and 500 million cases. Malaria affect a large number of countries, and it has been reported that the incidence of disease in 2004 was between 350 and 500 million cases. Now, let's start from this one, from this place, right? Over 2 billion people, representing more than 40% of the world population, are at risk of contracting malaria, and the number of deaths worldwide has been estimated at 1.1 to 1.3 million per annum in WHO report 1999 to 2004. And let's just say I'm doing something like this. I need this information. Now, let's say I'm writing my own research topic now. My research topic in this case, let's say something like advancement. Let's say new age versus or let's say new age. 2004 is not that well it's not old age, but let me say new age versus old age. Let's say um yeah, let me just leave it at this. Right. Obviously, this is not something I was summing, but let's say this is my topic. So new age versus old age. In this case, I'm referring old age to anything below 2010. No, let's say anything below 2025, that is 2005, and the new age is representing everything below above 2010. Please just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm referring old age to anything below 2005, right? And new age will be anything above 25, that is 26 to 2025. So I want to know, okay, what is the improvement in malaria? What is the improvement in malaria therapy from 2005 till this age? So obviously in this case, I want to know the statistic of how many people have been dying before, how many people are affected within, let's say, before 2005, basically. Then I want to compare how many people are affected after 2005. You understand? I want to know how many people are affected after 2005. In this case, you want to, in this case, you want to estimate, or you want to, okay, how as what's the improvement? What's the difference between now and then? What has been the advancement in technology? So basically, okay, now this is what we copied, right? This is what we copied. Obviously, this is not what we'll be writing. I've told us how to paraphrase, how to avoid plagiarism in the last class. So let's say I want to do something like this. So let's try to rewrite this one. I want this class to be as practical as possible. So malaria affects a large number of countries, and has been reported that the incidence of disease between Tan and Fan. Basically, you did not get this from your side. We copied this one from a journal. So let's say we want to write this one now. So we can start like this. Malaria, one of the major what do you call it? Is it a disease? I guess. Yes. Um, what I get about it? Sorry. One of the major disease. One of the major disease against I don't know how to put this in words. Okay, let's continue. Sorry. I was trying to find some words, but I couldn't find. But let's continue. One of the, let's just say, let me just use something easy. So one of the major is malaria. Let me just say something like uh, has been one of obviously one of the major issue. One of the major leading. Let me use leading cause of illness. Death. And then I can see something like in 2004, over 350 and 500 million cases, over 2 billion, representing more than 50. Okay. Mhm. Okay. In 2004, over, I'm sorry. This is so impromptu. Anyway, let me try to add something. Okay, so, WHO, were approximately, let's say 1.1 to 1.3 million malaria deaths. That's fatalities, I mean. Fatalities between 19. Okay. Um, Let me see that. This one, internal phone, over the world. Over. In the corner, there were about 500 million malaria incidents. Okay. Basically, um, this is not perfect actually, right? It's not perfect. But at least we can deduct that both of them they actually mean the same thing. And I told us about all of the stuff we can use the last class, how we can use another um instrument. I said instrument, how we can use other tools such as Scribble, Grammarly, and all these what do you call it, paraphrasing tool to actually reward this one. We can also do it manually as I've done. This one is not perfect, right? It's just an impromptu something. But I can see malaria affect a large number of countries, and it has been reported that this disease between 2004 cases, okay, over 2 billion people. Oh, sorry, this was actually wrong. But in this way, you can actually see I infer almost the same thing, but this is not perfect. Please don't use this as a blueprint. Please, it's not perfect. So I want to. This is what I will be writing in my own journal. This one, but it's not perfect, right? This is just an example. I'm reiterating on that. So I have to reference this one because all this number right? All this number, 10 and 4, 40%, all this thing. I would not get it on my own. I have to reference this one. I have to acknowledge this particular the work of this particular people, because they might, it's not one person, so it's the work of these particular people. So I want to add reference. So after everything I've done, I have to add a reference here in the brackets. So I have to reference, okay, this is where I got my inference from. So this type of reference is what we call in-text reference, right? We call it in-text reference. Let me write it out. So we call it in-text refer, that is reference inside the text, right? So how can we now do in-text reference? I was telling us that we have different type of references that we can get our in-text reference from Google Scholar. Now, let's go back. This is actually from Google Scholar, right? Let me just go back here. I use this malaria overview. So after this one, we can just use save site cited by 567 related article or 10 version. So you just want to click on this site. Then we have different type of style, different type of referencing style. We have MLA, we have APA, we have Chicago, we have Harvard, we have Vancouver. It depends on what you're actually working on, right? You have to know, okay, am I working with MLA? Am I working with AP? Am I working with Chicago? How do you know which one you are working with? You have to know the journal you are submitting to. They'll instruct you, okay, I'm accepting MLA only. I'm accepting only Vancouver. I'm accepting only APA. A lot of them actually use APA. So you can just copy this APA here, Control C, right? So you can just copy that down and you can actually, I'm sorry, you can actually just paste it here. Can actually just paste it there, and that's how you have your reference. So you can also do the same for PubMed. Let's say I've referenced a paper on PubMed, PUBMED. So let's say I've referenced a paper on PubMed. So you can just click on that paper. In this case, let's say I'm doing something like what do I press? Let's say I'm doing something like vaccine development. Right. Or let me do something. Let me say neuroscience. Let's say neuroscience now. Okay. Okay. Let's say I'm working with this. I can just click on this paper. Let's say I have some information I need in this particular work. So we can just see something like site. So I can just click on this site. So we can see we have different type of referencing style. So let's say I'm working with APA. So I can just click on APA. Then I can actually see I can copy the style here. The citation has been copied. Then I can just paste it here. So it depends on how that's how we can get uh, reference in both in PubMed and Google Scholar. So we also have our reference generator. So we have different type of reference generator. So just click on, okay, what are reference generator? Just click on, just search it here, reference generator. So we have different type of them. We have MyBib, we have Script, um, we have Grammarly. So the first one we can see here, we have Grammarly, we have MyBib, we have Script, which was what I was trying to say the other time. We have Quibbot also. So, but what I advise most of the time when you are trying to use my reference generator, I advise you to use MyBib. So MyBib is quite easy to use, honestly, especially when you're working with a large data using something PubMed and Google Scholar that will be, what do you call it, that you have to do manually. It will take a lot of time. There's no how, it will just it is manually updated, so you don't want to use those Google Scholar and PubMed referencing style. So when you click on mybib.com, this is the first thing you see. You can see we have different type of referencing style. Then you can also reference websites, you can reference a book, you can reference journal, you can reference video, you can reference anything. So you can just click on cancel this one. Okay, I'm expecting the landing page. Okay. What's happening to my network? Mommy, honestly, I don't know why it is working like this. My network is going good. Let me reload this precise. Sorry for that. Let me just do my beep. Why is it loading this slow? Okay, anyway, I don't know. This is not the only project I've done with my beep. So why is my beep doing? Anyway, I have a long way to go. So let me just start a new project. Let's say I'm starting a new project. Let's say I can see my first project here. And obviously, this is not my first project there. So let's say second project. No, let me just save it with research class. So I can just save it down. So just check this one off. So the first thing is, let's say I need something in this particular paper. For every journal or any manuscript that has been posted, so we call it research paper, any research paper that has been posted, I can see there is usually a DOI that I can't remember the DOI full meaning, but it's like object identifier, something. I can't really remember. Let me just search it here. So DOI mean DOI or digital object identifier. I don't know. So let's say this digital or every what do you call it, every research paper that has been posted, that has been published, has a DOI. So you can just copy the DOI number or value, copy link. So when you copy this one, instead of typing all this what we call it, all this research topic, you can just click on your my beep. So can just click on your my beep. So you can see new citation, or you can click this one. So it is asking enter a enter or paste a URL. But because this one is website, we have gotten my reference. What I'm trying to reference is what um is a journal, not a website. So if I paste it there, I will have I will be returning an error message. But I want to paste it under this journal. So it's asking search for the journal article title or DOI. We just have copied the DOI. So I just want to click on Control V, paste my DOI, then search, and I can actually see my paper here, which is no signs of positive emotion. But probably this one, basically what I've copied here. Right. So that's how you actually use your MyBeep. So now this MyBeep, when you click on something here, okay, let's save this one. Click on this one, save, right? So you can actually click on you have to check this off, right? You have to check this. Then you can see this in-text citation. So let's say we click this one. Then you have to go to your stuff. Where is the in-text citation? So you can actually just click it here onto V. So you can actually see it has been this is the in-text citation. So a lot of us will have seen something like 1 to 40 in many cases when we are trying to check out for research paper. So let's say this one, I can't remember what I was finding the other time. So this Malaga overview, I think this was the one we were using the other time, right? So let's copy the DOI. The DOI is here. You can see something like doi.org. So you want to copy this one, copy link. So paste it on your MyBeep. Where is it? New citation. Okay, you have to click on journal because obviously it is from a journal. So then click. click on it, save. So I think this is, so you want to check this one, click on in-text citation, then you can actually, um, in this case, let me just do something. So we have one, two, it depends on what you're working with, but this one is actually correct for this one. This number two is actually correct for this one. This number one is for neuroscience stuff. So I just use that as an example. So that's how to do in-text citation. So how do you now do the normal citation, the one I've been doing since morning? So you can just do this one. You can just go to your my bib, then you can see something like this one. That means you've copied it actually. You can see citation copied, paste into your document with Ctrl V. If I actually go into my document, Ctrl V, I can actually see it has been copied, right? That's number two has been copied. So basically, that's how you use my bib. It is very easy. That means I can actually store all my reference that I'm using without, then I can copy everything at the end when I'm done. That's why I usually recommend my bib. So now let's do a little stuff. Okay. Let's look at some. Let's look at some. So we can see this one. We can see the referencing style, which is square brackets, which is the same thing as what we are using there. Where is it? We can see the square bracket, which is the same style as what we are trying to use, what we are using here. So if you check some other referencing style, I put this one is different. Okay, I can't see the reference here. You can't see the reference because it's not free. Um, Come on, let me see the other thing. Okay, you know what? Let me. Okay, I can hear your question. Who's that? Who's on the
Okay,
line?
good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
so I don't understand what you just explained.
Okay,
Like,
I'll
I
go
don't
over
understand
it.
what you just explained. Can you come again?
Yeah, I'll go over it
Okay,
again.
thank you.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a good report. You know what? Let me just search the names of my mentor. I mean, they always make it easy. Okay. Oh, why is this thing scarce now? Okay, I think this is better. Now let's look at something. The in-text, I'm coming over, I'm coming to your question. The in-text citation of this one look like a superscript, right? It looks like a superscript. It's not looking like square brackets. So this is another type of research in-text citation. So how do we get this one? So when you go over your to your my bib, so you can actually change your style, referencing style here. So we have different type of referencing style here. We have AMA, we have APA, we have Chicago, we have Harvard, we have LNM, I said the LNM, we have MLA, we have different type. You can see we have different type of research referencing style. So it depends on which one you're actually asked to use. So that's how to use referencing style. So let me go over it again. So basically, referencing this is what we call reference generator. That is a tool where we can store all our reference. Right, we have two types of reference. We have in-text reference and we have the full reference. So let me just use one of my published paper here. Mm, So now, so this is what we call full reference. You can see we have one, this is a full reference. So this one, we have two, we have almost 20 full reference here. So what we call in-text reference.
Please, I'm no longer seeing the screen. Oh,
You can't see my screen.
okay.
Yeah.
I can see
Is
it
it for
now. I was not
everyone?
seeing
This
it before.
everyone is experiencing the same thing.
I can see it
What
now. I
about
was not
now?
seeing it before.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
So we can
Yes, I can see
now
it
we
now.
have this
I didn't see what you were listing out.
this is what I was calling full reference. Do you understand? This one, two, three. The one we added at the end of the manuscripts is what we call full reference. Is that clear? Yeah. Can you hear me first?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello. Okay. So this is what we call
I can
full
hear you.
reference. What we call in text reference are this one, the one between within the text are what we call in text reference. So I was trying to tell you how to generate this in text reference and also how to generate the full reference. That means this 18 is signifying that this particular stuff, this particular line or this particular sentence was gotten from this number 18. To trace this number 18, you can actually check your number 18 here. That is, it is gotten from this particular paper. So I can just click on this one, then it will link. I have to, if I should click on this one, then it will link me to the particular stuff I'm trying to edit. It will link me to the manuscript. I can just click it, then I can actually see the manuscript I've gotten that information from. You understand? So basically, that's the importance of reference. Do you understand now? So how do you now generate from this one? Now, I think this actually now this is a what do you call it? This is a website. I guess this is a website. Now, because this is a website, you want to copy the URL. This is what we call the URL. This one I highlighted in blue. So you can just Control C because I got something from this particular work. Nigerian first malaria vaccine rollout is greeted by an expectant population. So I'll just go to my BIP, then I'll click on new citation. Okay, because I've gotten it from website, not in a journal, but on a website. So you want to click Control V, right? Then you want to do search. Let me see. I can actually see the website's name. Nigeria First Malaria Vaccine Rollout is gated by unexpected. You want to click on this one, then yet it is done. Done. Save. So you can actually, then you have to check this one. Once you check it, there will be a drop down here. If I check it off, the drop down will automatically leave. So you have to check it. Right. Once you check it, you can see when you hover your mouse over this double quotation mark, you can see something like in text citation. Then when you go to here, you can see bibliographic entries. But when you are trying to do in text citation, you want to click on this double quotation mark. So once you click on this quotation mark, you can see something like copied, paste into your document with Ctrl V. You want to go into your documents. You want to go into your documents. Now let's say, for example, I'm just let's say this information. I need this information in my journal. Obviously, I need this information in my journal. Ctrl V. Right, I need this information. And the next thing is I have to reference this particular work. Obviously, I will not write it like this. I have to paraphrase it. I have to rewrite it in my own words. So I will not be flagged down for plagiarism. So yeah, when let's say we've rewritten everything and it's looking, I just want to reference it. So the first thing I want to add at the end of this particular sentence will be in text citation, Abby. So let's go back to my beep. So you want to click on this one. Once you check it, you can see this double quotation. Then you want to go to your stuff. So cause do Control V. So I can actually see number 3. So you can actually, for you to do the full reference, you can click on this one, bibliographic entries. Then you can see citation copied. So if I should actually press Control V here, so this will be the one I'll be placed in my number 3. Do you understand now? Hello, do you understand? Can you guys hear
Yes,
me,
I
please? Hello, please, can you unmute your mic? Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
What's up with my mic today? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it is my network or yours, but my network is looking full here, and it is looking very good for my source also. Okay. Let's just continue. So now let's try to look other sources of research paper so we can cement what we've learned today. So let's look at the one I was showing us the other time. Right there. Mm. So when we look at this, we can actually see we have different type of referencing style. We have the one superscript. So it depends on the referencing style you are using. Okay, this might be MLA, it might be LNM, it might be APA, it might be IEEE. It depends on, okay, this particular journal I'm submitting to. Let's say I'm submitting to National Journal of, what do they call this one? Is in, let's say there is a journal named National Journal of Medicine. So okay, that National Journal of Medicine, um, it's or our rule is that whenever you are publishing any paper with me, your paper has to be in APA referencing style. So in a way, you just want to adjust your manuscript to be in APA referencing style. So it depends on the type of stuff you are working with. And you can see I have this information, this particular information, according to WHO. I got it from number 14. Also, I also got this one, all this thing here from number 14. That means you can take more than one information um from a journal, and you should know something. You should try to read as much journal as much research paper as possible. So you can actually know, okay, I'm trying to reference this, I'm trying to reference this, and that's basically how to reference. I guess that's basically easy. So let's try to explore some data set on Google Scholar. Can someone suggest any topic I want to explore? Hello, can anyone suggest any topic?
Printing,
What do you say?
3D printing.
Pretty. Pretuty. Or you
No, I
can
mean
you type?
3. Okay, let me type it.
I'm waiting for her. Oh, HIV. Oh, 3D printing technology. Okay, I'll explore that one next. Okay, let's just do HIV. So we have different type of HIV. So now I just want to click on this one. So we have overview of HIV. Obviously, it's loading. Now I don't have full access to this one. So the full access is for subscriber. Obviously, I'm not subscribing. Let's check another one. I don't have access to this one again. What's happening? I guess I should have posted to this one. Oh, shit. Um, yeah, it happens like that too. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually supposed to pay that's £11,121 per year to subscribe to this channel. No, I ain't doing that shit. Okay. Let me just do something. Okay. So I loaded another Google Scholar here. So I want to do 3D printing technology. So let's check this one. Okay. Looks promising. Oh my goodness. How are they restricted? I don't know why you guys, why are the topics you guys are suggesting that they are restricting all the journal here? Oh my goodness. Okay. This is what I'm trying to get though. So we can actually see that people are getting 3D printed sheets customized for the individual. Then we can see this is what we call in-text citation. This it is within square brackets. So we have different type of bracket actually. We have different type of in-text citation. We have normal square, normal bracket, the one we use as parentheses list. We have square brackets, we have superscript, we even have subscripts. Sometimes we have the one they will just say Adedoyin at all, like Shitu et al. As in-text citation. That is what I'm trying to find. But unfortunately, I'm just saying square bracket as of today. But let's check more. Probably I'll try to see what I need. I don't know. I'm not given full access to this thing. How's I? So at least I got one here. This one looks promising. Yes, you can see the in-text citation here. It's superscript. I think we've seen something like this before. You can see it is superscript. I want another type of referencing style. This one also looks like a superscript. It is in square brackets. Can you see what I'm seeing, chat? It is square brackets. So what to do that? Unfortunately, I can't find any today, but we've seen how to generate superscripts and full reference, right? We've seen how to generating text reference and full referencing stuff. So we also have the last one for today. We also have what we call reference generator. Obviously, from sorry, reference software. That one will be incorporated into our Excel and into our Microsoft Word. So you can see the Home tab, Insert tab, draw, design, data reference. So this one, it will actually be inside this one. So I have one with me here. I think that should be what do you call it? Um, I've forgotten the name of this one. Then we can actually see so we have different type of reference. So you can actually use Zotero or EndNote in this one. I don't know the name of this one again. I've forgotten. So it is probably like this. When I think this EndNote actually. Okay, I think this EndNote. The one on my system is actually EndNote. So when you reference something like this is what we call reference software. It is inside my own software. It is inside this Microsoft Word. So this is what we call reference software. it will be incorporated into your own Microsoft Word, and that's what we call reference software. So I'll take another class on how to install our reference software into our computer, especially if you are doing your master thesis or you are doing your final thesis where you get to use over 200 reference different journals. So that's when you use most of this reference paper. So do you understand all we've done today, or you have some gray areas? I'd like us to talk. Hello? Yeah.
I understand.
Okay. Thank you. Basically, what we've talked about is reference, which is core part of one of the basis of writing research paper. There's no how you will be writing a research paper without you referencing what you are trying to write. And it is very, very important that we all know how to reference our research paper adequately or accurately, sorry. We have to know how to reference research paper accurately. And that's what we'll be building on it. When we start doing our practical session, then you actually see how easy it is to reference our research paper. Also, we've done different type of research paper. We've done around research paper. We've recognized it. So now what we'll be doing as we move on will be the practical aspects of research paper. Maybe how do we write introduction, how do we write method, how do we write body, how do we write conclusion. So when we are done with that one, when we are done with everything, basically we are done with research writing, then we will now start our practical session. Do you understand? Okay, so tomorrow we'll be starting on a new topic, how to conceptualize research topic. So after that one, then we can now start how to write the introduction. And here we are off to a good start. Please, if you don't understand anything or you have a gray area, you can always message me. You should try it out, read different research paper. Okay, can you now recognize a review research paper? Can you recognize an original research paper? Can you recognize a commentary research paper? Okay, what's the name of this in-text citation? What's the name of this in-text citation? What's the name of this referencing style? Sorry, that's what I was supposed to ask. What's the name of this referencing style? Okay, if I'm to do this, if I'm to do this. And you can also read more on your niche. You can just maybe at your leisure time, just read on your niche. I'm promising you, the more you read, the more you know what to research about. Obviously, you know, okay, I just want to do something about the intersection of technology and healthcare. Okay, what exactly do you want to research about? Is it the LLM? Is it NLP? No, there is just a whole lot to research about, to explore. So when you read the research paper, you get new ideas. So you can just read the research paper at your leisure time. Okay, this thing, just to get research people at your leisure time. Okay, you're into your niche is oncology, but everything you are reading is Ralia the Sugar Girl, a novel. Obviously, I mean it's your hobby, but this is a career. Research is actually a career. So you should take that one to as seriously as Ralia the Sugar Girl. So you should try to just read research paper, how they are writing research paper. You know, those are the things that make you a good researcher. And when you are done, when you are done with that, you get to know more about it. And in no time, you'll be publishing research paper and people will be calling you a grand researcher. Okay, that's where we do the content for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. The recording will be sent as soon as possible. Okay, do you have any question? Do anyone has any question? Okay, thank you guys for joining. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Bye. Thank you.
Yes,